So today we will continue to talk about string. So string is a class. So as a class, we have objects of the type string. So an observation here is that about how to read things by the keyboard is that scene we use to skip spaces, while getLine doesn't. To read a character at each time, we just use this scene.get method, and it's just valid for char. We have used so far this break line as stopping signal, but let's try an exercise a little bit different. So um, we want to, we will just create a function that we will just actually create a string, sorry, and there was strange. We will create a string called line, and we will just get this line sorry, oh, get line and scene line, sorry again, and we will just print on the screen the line, of course, and let's see what we get. We'll just library, so include IO stream, and all right, include also strings, right? Why not? Our main function, we will not put any parameter here, and we'll just use this way here using just let's put this way here. We will not use a namespace declared for these two, and compile. Scene was not declared, of course, so we will just write something here, for example something here, and of course we just get this. So it seems that when we put the enter, we have our answer, right? So what's happening here? It happens that this method recognizes the break line as stopping signal, and we can use another stopping signal here just after this comma here by putting in the symbol that I forgot the name, sorry. So let's try. We will just use the letter J, which was the first letter of my name, of course, so to see what it happens. For example, my name is, and I put J. So when I put J, actually it breaks the line. But you could argue with me, oh well, you just clicked enter, so that's why it happened, not because you clicked the J. Alright, so let's not use the J. Let's not use the J. My name is, so I used enter again. So when I put J, all right. Oh, you could even argue that there is a strange thing occurring, and that's why it jumps one enter. So let's try again. All right. My name is. My name is. My name is. All right. So, and it didn't print the J, so there is something interesting here. Good enough for that. So let's continue with this thing. Actually, it will be read this, and it will stop reading in such a way that we need it to have used ignore. It's very good to use this because technically, when we use this, we can use whenever we use ignore, we will of course obviously ignore these enter. So we could have used this instead of this J, but I prefer the J, of course. So I could just have used ignore with two parameters. Which is 1 and the break of line. So we could just use, oh, what happened? Scene, of course, again. What a distraction. So we could use just something, and again, and when we use enter, it will output the result, the first one, because we have clicked enter to ignore the enter here. So to permit us to do this, that's good. Indeed, it will just stop one enter in the case, and we have just printed the line that we wanted. and perceive that you just print the first one because there is just one command of reading before the ignore. After the ignore, there is no command of reading. Very interesting. So write a program that reverses changes. It changes each letter to the next one. So for example, ABC becomes BCD, and we have already done this exercise. So let's just maybe it's not necessary to repeat this, right? Because we have done that. You just declare a char, and you, for example, you just declare a char. I hope not to solve the whole exercise, maybe. Well, you declare a char, for example, line, letter. Maybe I will not do the exercise. And of course, another hint for you to do the exercise is that you just read, of course, int I equals 0, I plus plus, and you read it, right? You read it, and after you have read it, you just go to the next, you just do the operation, but for our case, it's better to consider 5 because we will not read so many characters, and we will just use a 5 here, and after we have to solve our operation, we want that each letter goes to the next. For example, if this letter of 0 is A, we want to be B. Oh, that rhymed. So it's the letter of I. So we want our letter, which is, this is a character, actually in this position, 0. It's not I, it's not 0, of course. I'm seeing that it's an I, so I'm considering 0 just for a purpose. And I want to convert to the, first I have to convert to an int because I want to sum this letter. I want to sum this number that's attributed in the ASCII code to this letter A plus 1, and after I have to convert to char, of course, to be able to, to attribute. So just to print, it's the last hint. I think I promise that's the last hint for you to be able to think about how to solve this very problem. So that's the last hint for that. So let's compile there, of course. Again, I'm sorry, I forgot. And so if I write, for example, if I write, oh, it didn't permit me to write. Oh, interesting. So what happened in this case here? Oh, right. I have 5 letters, so 0 to 5. What happened in this case? 0 to 5. It just didn't permit me to read. That's very strange. Very abuse of this program compiler. Int of letter of I plus 1. So I'm just converting the letter of I to, for example, A 70 plus 171. It converts to char. And I think I know what happened. I didn't read anything. That's crazy. I have to read something. I have to read something, of course. Right. So we need to read. Of course, we just asked to read one thing. It's better not to use spaces because I'm sorry for the noise. We didn't use space here, so we have just to use, for example, ABC. No, we have to use the whole, all the 5, right? A, B, C, D, E. So that's great. So it happened just as we wanted, and it's correct this time. So this is very simple. I think nobody would use this program, but I use, so maybe someone would use. But some functions, I have written this in Portuguese, I'm sorry. There is a little program for you, a little problem for you to try, and I encourage you to do it. And the solution is not going to be here because I probably don't want to do that now. But there are some functions. For example, if you want to take a substring of this thing, you so continuing, we have some functions, which is the function that takes a substring from the str. So this is a string of the class string, and this is the position and length. So from this position plus one length, it gets a substring. str.it takes the position element at the position I, the element at position I mean, sorry. Insert, it just inserts another string as string2 to the str from the position pos, and the remove that, of course, it's obvious. It removes from the starting from position pos to plus the position pos plus length. And str.find, it just takes the string and finds a position in the string. I'm sorry for the exchanging of letters. It just finds a string inside this str in one such position. And I recommend you to play with these functions a bit. So that's all for today, and see you in the next episode.